The White House regularly engages with officials from a range of industries and sectors. This meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried was focused on pandemic prevention related matters and cryptocurrency and crypto exchanges.
So the White House asked some questions about FTX, these meetings, and they talked about COVID. Apparently, Sam Bankman-Fried met with senior Biden administration officials last year. He met the president's aides at least 4 times. Connor McShane is here, chief national correspondent at Fox Business. Hello to you, sir.
Hey,
now,
guys.
we do know that he gave millions of dollars toward Democratic causes.
Yes.
We do know he gave, what, $5 million to Biden's campaign in 2020? And we do know now that he met 4 times at the White House.
Yeah, the most recent meeting
what?
that Jean-Pierre was referring to, I believe, took place in September. There were other meetings in April and May. There's been reporting to suggest, I know Bloomberg's written a lot about this, this was all part of essentially an influence campaign that was trying to influence cryptocurrency policy, which would make sense. What Jean-Pierre is talking about there is that the meetings were more about the pandemic. Why is she saying that? Well, there's a charity that's been bankrolled by Sam Bankman-Fried that is pandemic related. His brother runs it. It's called Guarding Against Pandemics. His brother Gabe runs that. So they're saying that that's what the meetings are about. What is acknowledged, to your point, is that these meetings took place and that we do know that Sam Bankman-Fried, although he claimed publicly that he's given an equal amount of money to Democrats and Republicans, the publicly disclosed funds are almost exclusively to either Democratic or liberal causes, and that $40 million puts him second, only behind George Soros in the last election cycle among Democratic mega donors.
And
that's what we know.
Even in some of those documents we saw that they knew that they were virtue signaling by saying, oh, we're going to give a lot of money to causes that will get their foot in the door. Because do you remember in the West Wing, there was this part where President Bartlett is in the Oval Office and they come in and say, oh, the cattlemen are here to see you in town. They would like to just stop by and say hi. And he says, they don't want to just say hi. What do they want? And they said, no, they said that nothing. He proves them wrong. It's like, I told you they want something. So the pretense was, I'm going to have this charity and I'm going to make sure that pandemics never happen again. And here's a bunch of money for it. Of course, they get the meeting at the White House. If you give that kind of money, you do. And they go in and who knows? We don't know exactly what was said, but he had a presence there to let everybody know we also care about the cryptocurrency policy.
Yeah, remember, Sam Bankman-Fried lived in the Bahamas, but, you know, through all of these disclosures and just the reporting that we and others have done, we know he spent a lot of time in Washington, D.C., and certainly gave a lot of money to Washington politicians. And again, all the publicly disclosed funds, almost all, are either to Democratic causes or to liberal causes. So that much we know. I mean, those kind of are facts. And the $40 million is a fact, and that is a lot of money. I spent my day yesterday, for what it's worth, in Lower Manhattan covering his arraignment. He pleaded not guilty to all of the 8 federal crimes he's been charged with. We'll see how that plays out. The judge has set an October 2nd date tentatively for his trial.
One last thing. The younger brother is Gabriel.
Gabe, yep.
Who set up the foundation surrounding coronavirus. Right?
Correct.
And Gabriel attended one of the 4 meetings, which kind of gives you, I mean, if you're at the podium, Dana, you've got an out.
Right. And there were other FTX officials.
I'm sure they did talk about pandemics
as well. Probably,
They probably did talk about pandemics, but the other thing is, by the way, you know, could you make sure that Elizabeth Warren's off our back? You know, that kind of thing, if that's what happened.
Good West Wing reference, by the way. It was a good episode.
Thank you.
Connell, thank you. And I'm sure court was interesting yesterday.
It was. Yeah, it always is.
Great to see you. Happy New Year.
See you soon.
You too.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.